I love him so. I just love him.
Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another Hammer 4K review. Tonight we're looking at Studio Canal's collector's edition release of Demons of the Mind, a Hammer film. I believe it's probably the 1970s. But let's have a little look at the edition. So here we are guys, here is the physical release of Demons of the Mind, a Hammer film released on Studio Canal. Just like the other film, I've already unboxed this on my channel, so I will not be going through a long look at the item. It comes in a hardback box, comes with the film on 4K and Blu-ray. It comes with two posters, one new commissioned and one original, and it also comes with a booklet full of essays. So we'll pop those away. Yeah, I've already done an unboxing, so if you want to search this on my channel, you will find an unboxing of this with a closer look. But there we are, that is the physical release of Demons of the Mind. So I didn't go again in depth into the edition because I've already done an unboxing and closer look at that. So I just wanted to show you again, just in case you didn't get to see that. But if you do want to see more of that edition, just go back and have a look at that on my channel. Is there any special features on the disc? So here we are guys on the main menu for Demons of the Mind. Your special features on here are an audio commentary with film historian Steve Hamberman. You also have an audio commentary with director Peter Sykes and screenwriter Peter Wicking and actress Virginia Wetherill, moderated by film historian Jonathan Southcott. We have Evil in the Blood, Virginia Wetherill on Demon of the Mind. Blood Will Have Blood, Inside Demons of the Mind, an interview with camera operator Neil Brinney, and behind the scenes gallery lobby cards and a trailer. And on your setup will be just English subtitles. And that is the special features on Demons of the Mind 4K disc. Yes, there is. There's some really cool editions, some great interviews, loads of audio commentaries, and some sort of essays on this extraordinary Hammer film. Let's get to the story. So I said it's an extraordinary Hammer film, and it is, because it's a folk horror, and one of very few folk horror that Hammer produced. This was when I think the Gothic classic stories had run their course, but they still wanted to pursue a Gothic style. This is a Gothic folk horror film, and it's based back in time, and it's about a brother and a sister. That we've got Emil, played by Shane Bryant, and his sister Elizabeth, played by the beautiful Gillian Hills, and they are under the control of their father, who is Baron Zorn, played by Robert Hardy, and he's got a troubled past. His wife, who he believed to have a form of madness, committed suicide. Because she committed suicide, he thought she was mad, but there was other things that I think led believers to make her commit suicide. Anyway, he's locked up his son and daughter because he thinks they're in danger of being in the same sort of illness or curse that his mother had. And as the film unfolds, we kind of discover that they're more victims to Zorn's behaviour more than anything else. He draws in a doctor called Dr. Falkenberg, who's played by Patrick McGee, and he's come along to try and assist them. Zorn lives in this big mansion with his sort of maid called Hilda, played by Yvonne Mitchell, and she is like, she knows what's going on, and she's sort of like helping out with it. We also meet Klaus, played by Warren, and he's like the heavy hand who helps with Zorn to dispose of bodies. So you think, what you're talking about? There's been some murders and killings going on around the grounds of their mansion. And the local villagers are noticing that young women and that are going missing and not coming back. And we see Baron Zorn dumping the bodies into the lake. And it all sort of spires around that because Emil and Elizabeth are locked up, that they are our killers. And he's got them locked up because of the madness that's going on. Now, Elizabeth been having some sort of flashbacks to the past and dreams where she met a guy called Carl, played by Paul Jones, and they've had like a relationship before, but that's been broken up because I think she's escaped the house at one point and she's been captured, and then she went to like a mental hospital and now she's back home. That's what I got from the story. And we see a wandering priest played by the incredible Michael Hordern, and he sort of turns up in the film because he realizes there's a demon hanging around this area doing these killings. So he sort of works with all the villagers to sort of try and get this thing resolved. And I'm trying to think. The story sort of unfolds. I don't want to give too much away, but the like I said, there's a bunch of murders going on, quite gruesome murders in this sort of woodland area, and the killer kills them and then he smothers them with rose petals, and then Zorn and Klaus come and tidy up the mess, and eventually it sort of pursues to the third part of the story where stories start to unfold and we get to grips with what's actually happening. Let's get to my final verdict. Well, I thought this was incredible. I was absolutely mesmerised by the film. The film I'm going to score a 10 out of 10, which is quite high for a quite not underrated, but sort of not really spoken about film from the Hammer catalogue. But it is wonderful. It's got so many elements. There's little bits of a slasher going on. There's little bit of giallo in a way where you don't really know the killer is, and there's also a lot of sort of like folk horror going on and religious sort of cult horror going on, because obviously they all believe there's this demon going around, so the local villagers are trying to find out who this demon is. And then you've also got a sort of psychological side of it, where you've got Zorn and Emil and Elizabeth, where believes there's an illness of this madness that they may have, like a mental health sort of illness going on. Obviously, this deals with things like suicide. It deals with incest because there's an incestuous relationship going on with Emil and Elizabeth, and that sort of unfolds throughout the story. It's not made a big thing, but it's there. So there's quite a few controversial things going on, and there's some quite gruesome deaths. It's wonderful. 10 out of 10. The 4K, I'm going to score 10 out of 10. It's a completely wonderful print. It's absolutely stunning. It's a really, really cool print. It's really vibrant. The colours are cool. It's very crisp. And Studio Canal, once again, have done an amazing job on this release. It's amazing. The sound quality, I'm going to score a 9 out of 10. It's a lot better than Blood of Mummy's Tomb. It's still in a mono soundtrack, but I think it's been upgraded slightly, and because it does sound a lot better. So really cool. So overall, it's a 10 out of 10. It's amazing. It's a really cool film. It might not be for you. It might not be for everyone. It's a little bit of a slow burn, like I said, because there is elements of a sort of almost like a supernatural giallo playing out, because you don't know who the killer is, but you get sort of all these sort of stories. But one thing I haven't mentioned is the acting. It's phenomenal. You've got Robert Harding, you've got Patrick McGee, you know, you've got Michael Hordern. These are well-established British actors, Shakespearean actors, and they play this out beautifully. Really well directed, really well edited, great photography, amazing film. Demons of the Mind, 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching. Massive shout out to my lads. See you soon, guys.